Hey guys, welcome back. This is your host, Master Vini MC. As always, it is a pleasure to have you all here with me today on the mandatory overtime server. And we're doing good things over here on this server. Let's set out on our adventure for today. We're gonna make kind of a loop down through spawn. I just want to show you guys some stuff. It's not a server tour. It's just this is kind of like the best way to actually show what's going on. I heard a zombie. I hope he I hope he dies in a fire. Hopefully, a fire of sun, because it's the daytime. The day square is lighting up the sun. Good job, day square. So, this path we're on now. This is the path that generally goes towards my house. The way we laid out the server is it's different like color coordinated paths for different directions when you're leaving spawn. So all the paths that go in this direction are all kind of sharing this same color coding sort of pattern. Um, we only really have one. This doesn't. No, this path doesn't go up. So essentially what I came over here to show you is two things. Number one is that spawn itself is kind of a mess. Like nobody's done anything with it, and we have a little bit of a plan, but there's really only four of us building on the server, and we're all enveloped in our own projects so much that um, we haven't really had anybody able to build anything over here at spawn or like right in the spawn area. And there's definitely some things we could use, just like kind of a gathering place or a meeting place, something like a town hall or something like that. And not that we really need a town hall. We were thinking about building a tavern. Um, we did build this over here, which I suppose I haven't ever really properly showed off. I had built this. This is essentially just a building for the Nether portal to go in. And I'd built this fairly early on, like after we had just gotten into the Nether. But this is it serves the purpose. It looks good. I like the little kind of glass thing going on here. This is kind of when they had first, not when they'd first, but when they'd first introduced the colored beacons. And so I'm like, well, we've got colored beacons, we've got colored glass. Let's use them both. Let's, make something cool. I totally missed that ladder. I feel like a derp. Um, but that's that. So this is the other color pattern that we have. This goes out in obviously just kind of another random direction from spawn. This is the other sector or whatever of the server. The only things that are really over here are a giant plains biome that nobody's claimed or done anything with, and what we call Farmville. Essentially, it's just like one tiny corner of that plains biome is like filled with rows of like potatoes and then carrots and then wheat and then we have like sugar cane and pumpkins and melons. It was like one of the first farms that anybody had ever built on the server, and we still use that to this day for trading with creepy pumpkins. For trading with the villagers. We have villagers obviously over in the iron farm because that's how we get them to work. There's a few in these little wooden booths, but most of them are at the mall. And now that I have looped around, the next stop in our, well, I said this wasn't going to be a tour, and then it turned out to be a tour. But it's necessary. We must show things in order for the project to make sense. This is the Squad 12 Tower Mall, and we have many handsome villagers in here. This is a zombie-proof entrance. Uh, that's a sign with a carpet on top. The villager or the zombies see that as a hole, and they don't walk in here. They're like, I would fall to my death and die. I don't even see the carpet. It's just imaginary. But I can see the carpet, and I can jump up and down on the carpet, and that's good. The villagers do the same thing. That's why they stay in here, is because they don't see that as a valid way to get out. Um, so some of these guys wander around in here. Other guys have really cool trades. I don't think this is the right. Oh, well, obviously name tag, awesome. Yeah, but like efficiency 4, I mean, come on, that's pretty sweet. There's another guy over here That's like my favorite. There's slime bugs under there. That's why I'm moving slow, by the way. It's for the jumping and the not dying. Very eloquent today we are, says Master Yoda. Sharpness. Uh, silk touch, right? I mean, come on, that's whoa, mind blown. Amazing feather falling. Feather falling one? Ew, there's like a feather falling two around here. But hey, I'll take as many trades as I can get. And then of course this guy. This is what we call the Quickie Mart or the grocery store. Like he trades all sorts of food for emeralds. So this is kind of what I wanted to show off while I was over here, is the fact that I've been getting these really cool picks because we have a guy that trades for diamond picks. All he takes is 15 emeralds. So I go over to Farmville. I farm a bunch of stuff. Then I go over to the grocery store and I trade in all of my. It's a reverse grocery store. He takes food. I want to go this way. Yeah, I want to go this way. He takes food and then gives me back the money. So I go reverse grocery shopping. Then I take the money and I buy a pick. So I have been able to just dig and mine and terraform to my heart's content, and that is all sorts of lovely and happy. So right here, this is Ben's territory, Ben Techie. This is the guy with the creepy pumpkins. Um, he and me are gonna have to get together at some point and decide how I cut through his lot here in a way that's not gonna like mess up anything that he has, so that I can build the road for the iron farm. So the iron farm road kind of has to come through here, and then it has to pick up right about here-ish. And see that like line of torches? That looks like somebody had placed them in a line. Well, this comes here. We need a quick little bridge of awesomeness and bridgely type things. And then we follow this path up. La-ti-da-ti-da. I'm not quite sure what to do about the hole. Maybe another bridge. It depends. I'll have to cut down the trees and see how the land lies. And look at that! It's the iron farm in the distance. We have this nice kind of scenic view as we approach this, imposing mountain structure. And it occurs to me that I still need to work more detail into this building. Uh, more detail, definitely more color. Just because, it looks like a large gray box. So, but this was the iron farm door. I made a few changes between now and last episode. Basically, just this face plate up front, because I can use my words. But sun's going down. That's what I wanted to show you guys. That loops around from spawn back to here. I'm gonna start here and start digging back around this way off camera and do some work on that. And I'm kind of probably gonna stop just as we hit Ben's lot, just because, like I said, he's not on right now, but I want to do that when he is. So, because I will have to take the road in around next to by his lot, and I want his permission to do that. So, yeah. Catch you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye. And this is the path to the iron farm, and while I was away, I actually did a decent amount of caving. And this is what I'm going to go with. This is, I think, the path. I wanted, I think, originally to do... Oh, I do have enough iron. We're going to make one of these right here. Actually, you know what? I don't need another crafting bench. We are going to show off why we didn't use iron blocks. Because they stand out like a sore thumb. I tried them. Like, all your attention gets drawn right to that. But if we put iron ore blocks in here, right? Because the texture of this is essentially smooth stone with like little bits of iron textured in afterwards, right? Now it starts to blend in with this path, and you can kind of believe, or you can kind of think about it as, this farm up here we get so much iron on it, and we carry out so much iron every day that little bits of iron, fall out of our inventories as we're going along, and it litters kind of the ground and the path as you're going along. So there you go. I didn't want to bore you guys with making the path quite so much. I didn't really feel like that was too interesting. So what I have done is I've kind of gone ahead and I cleared the area that we talked about here. And now I'm kind of going back in and doing some final touches and touch-ups. And I'll show you how far we got up to in the area. And I'm thinking that this is going to be a good divider. I haven't used cobblestone anywhere else, so I'm a little bit worried that these half slabs are going to stand out maybe a little bit too much. I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see. Just because the cobblestone isn't used anywhere else. The good news is we don't have to have a lot of elevation changes. We've got a few here, and then it's mostly flat up and around the corner. So that's good. But for this pattern, well, there isn't really a pattern. It's almost impossible to really make anything truly random. You just kind of have to go by eye. I really like that. Really like the finished product. Or, well, it's not finished. I like the way that's looking. Because I'll always come back and kind of do little touches and stuff throughout. But one of the things that I know already I'm going to have to make some modifications to is when you're looking at this kind of zoomed out from a distance, you've got these little bits, and in some places they look really good, and in other places they don't. And then like this stretch here, it's a little too perfect. So I'm not quite sure how I want to handle that. That's a thing. I'm not sure. What I've done in the other paths is I've gone in and I put in blocks of coarse dirt. If you see these two dirt blocks right here, and they're only still dirt because the grass hasn't grown back over them. But I'm almost wondering if this might not look good with one of two things added to it. We can either do dirt, and then the dirt will look like little kind of defects in the road or in the path, or we can take out a block here and there. Like so, we'll just pick these two for an example. And we could say, well, cobblestone looks like it's kind of beat down, right? It looks like a broken down block, so it makes sense that it would be damaged. Let's go ahead and kind of just randomly put these in here, and then when you look at this from a bit of a distance, you're like, oh, hey, look, it's kind of a pothole, right? In the road. And you can do a similar thing with half slabs, right? You just have to be a little bit more careful because sometimes you can mess up the road in a certain way where you can't run right over the top of it. And I do want it to be user-friendly. If I put a half slab in there... Oh, I have half slabs on me. That's, you end up doing this. Well, I ran right over it that time. Oh, that time I fell in it. I guess if you're walking, though... I don't know. That's not that bad. That is not that bad. That doesn't mess you up, especially if you come at it at a run. I thought it would break your run. So, like, if we start back here, we have do-do-do. Ran right over it. Ran right over it. Okay. Well, in that case, I might go ahead and add an extra layer of detail to this and deform it, or kind of, not deform it, like make extra little defects and cool things. Careful with my words today. Keep on running them all together. But I don't have a lot of iron at all, or like actual, iron blocks at all on me, because I have not needed to cave for iron in several days. Nope, don't like it. Much better. I have not needed to cave in actually several weeks, really, because we've had the iron farm. So, ironically, in order to make this road, I had to go out caving just for this. Like, just for this episode. So, but I did it for you guys. I went out and I went caving. It was actually a lot of fun. I missed it. Um, I've been playing on the server and I've been building, and I just haven't had the time to go out and go caving and do that. So it was a good excuse to do that. So, but this is kind of what I have for the road thus far. I want you guys to go ahead and leave some feedback for what do you think about the potholes? Yes, no, maybe so. What do you think about the color overall? Does it stick out too much? Do we want kind of more of a like a distinct border or anything like that? If you guys got any comeback or any comments or feedback, definitely put it in the comments. And next time we revisit this project, we will. Off camera, I will continue this pattern from here. As you can see, I've kind of cleared this area up into where we're going to build the bridge. And I will probably build the bridge with Ben. I'm saving that for kind of a co-op thing, because I figure that'll be cool. Most of the episodes I've done, or all the episodes I've done this far, has just been me on the server. And, part of the good part of playing with multiplayer is that you do have other people to play with. It's just I've been recording at weird times. So, we're going to save the bridge in this end of the road. Iron Road Part 2 for co-op with Ben. Until then, guys, it's nighttime. I'm going to scurry home before I die. Leave the feedback on the road down in the comments. Go ahead and hit the like button. Share, help out, do whatever you can. It helps a bunch, especially if you enjoyed the video. Really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Alright, have a good one, and I will catch you guys in the future. Bye-bye.